And I think we are a go. I think we're recording.
Are we?
It says recording, and it says pause and
Alrighty.
stop. So I think we're recording. It's Happy Fun Hat Day.
Ziggity zaggity zoom.
Oh,
I like Patrick has the wonderful Santa hat going. He's feeling very festive. He hasn't gotten past the days of yore when Christmas was fun.
Yeah.
Eric,
Christmas
I'm the
is
nightmare
great.
before Christmas.
you
all
are
the way around.
you could have just stayed with the nightmare. You're just a nightmare.
Touche.
What's
like a
really
pirate.
funny is I actually have stolen outfits from both my kids.
I think it's
um,
commandeered in your case, Captain.
Yes, I commandeered this hat from my youngest son. He got this obviously at Disney because
He's a Caribbean.
they go close enough. I maybe
Yeah,
can
all right,
trans-
Sparrow.
pirates.
You're gonna stretch it out for him now.
This is I know,
Giant melon.
but see, this is great because this actually I'm
yeah,
ready.
You're safe as well.
Pirates had it down. They knew what they were doing. They
Something
had
like that.
scurvy, so they had to wear it like
Right.
this so they could walk around.
Yes, bring your fruit.
Mhm.
I can go outside now.
Or inside in this case, because you're at the middle school.
I am. I'm actually at my school. I'm allowed in the school, and I'm hanging out in my little corner of my world here with all my computers and stuff, trying to get things ready to send out as replacements.
Nice. I'm in my school, but it's my girl's home school.
Yes, we
As
can
you
see the alphabet above.
Yeah, I haven't
What's-
mastered all of them yet.
What's really funny is in the last video, you pointed one way, and it was actually the opposite direction.
Yeah, because you were recording on your screen. There's
No, you were recording.
Hi.
Hey,
Oh,
we have a special guest. We have a special Elsa guest.
Also guest. And a Lily. She doesn't
There's
want to
a
be
Lily.
outdone. Here comes Lily. Say hi, Lily.
Hello.
Hi,
Hello,
cutie.
Lily.
Oh, she's trying to like make
Perfect with a Barbie. Strangling
right.
you with a Barbie.
always dolls. All right,
Well,
get up.
this is our fantastic episode 2. I have a Pepsi. Cheers.
Cheers. Is that made with real
Cheers.
sugar root? Are
This
you
is
allowed
the-
to have that?
This is the made with real sugar. Probably not, but I don't think my doctor is
Wow.
going to watch this.
Unless it goes viral.
If we go viral, then we'll be just along with everything else that's with these
Hey,
days. It's all
I
about
noticed
numbers.
they still have the price tag on this. This is excellent. I can return it after this. Oh boy.
So, gentlemen, episode 2. How we doing?
We're getting punchy, I think.
Yep, doing well, doing well.
Patrick had a little medical scare last night. How you feeling today?
I feel terrific. Thank you, sir.
Awesome.
Good to hear, Patrick.
Can't afford to have any ill members of this tech team.
No,
Yep.
there's only 3 of us after all.
So what's going on? Anything new, fellas?
Trying to get out a little bit more workflow. The elementary school is looking at trying to go online a little bit more with Google Classroom. So I've been pumping out some Google Classroom tips and tricks and assisting in team meetings. How about you guys?
Well, this morning I filmed a video on using Answer Key with Google quizzes on Google Forms to make it so that teachers can have their quizzes automatically graded. So I'll be sharing that with people on Friday during my G Suite session. And I don't know if we want to do any like visual demos in this podcast or not, but we can also just share out the video with the email afterwards.
Well,
Whatever makes sense.
I'll splice in a little thing of Patrick
Okay.
in his video, and yeah, I'll put the links down below because Eric's below here. So down below Eric, way down that way, there'll be links.
Terrific.
Eric looked down for the links. He didn't see them.
I don't see any links down there.
There's no links.
It's broken.
So what's interesting, Patrick, I want to talk about that a little bit because I was working on a video about using Google Forms and the auto grading and the auto correcting for grammar to be able to do like a spelling test, which you should be able to do. Now, here's the problem with that is, do you think you could get away with building a form and have a spell check, have them spell it without having spell check turned on?
That's an interesting question. I don't know. Initially, I would say no, but maybe you know more, Tom.
There is a couple of ways around doing it, because what you essentially need to do is obviously when you have the auto grading on there is that you put the right spelling. What I found is in the form, unless you horrifically misspell something, which
It could happen.
it actually doesn't fix it.
Hmm. Oh,
So that is an interesting thing. So that's something maybe I'll work on going forward in the future is looking how to do a spelling quiz in a Google form.
hmm.
Yeah, that can get tricky because sometimes. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I was thinking that you could almost for the answer key. Can you tag and do like commas so that you could have 2 or 3 variations of the spelling if spelling didn't matter?
Good question.
Yeah, we'll have to test that one out. I don't know the answer to that one.
We have something to try, something to build.
Oh, good, because I was getting bored over here.
Were you asking if you can do multiple correct answers, or what were you?
Yeah, so if with a spelling test, you'd want the spelling to be correct, so you'd only want one correct answer. But in a fill
Right.
in the blank, you might want to have, especially at the elementary level where spelling isn't as big as the answer itself, you may want 3 or
Don't
4
say
different
that.
versions.
Spelling is always important.
I didn't mean it wasn't important, but you don't want to dock a kid full points on a question if they transpose 2 letters because they can't type or something, is my point.
Right.
I
I mean,
do.
I tried to cover that somewhat. One thing you have to be wary of is like capitalization. That's one to think about, and then also, I mean, I would say like you can do multiple possible correct answers if you have some like anticipated other spellings, but also you can just manually review everything after if you want.
Yeah.
And you still save the time of not having to actually manually grade anything. But if 5% of the responses are like, oh, well, that was basically right, the person just didn't spell something right or something like that, then you could manually change that, those 5% of responses, so that it is graded properly, but still get the benefit of using auto grading. So yeah, I guess that's
Cool.
my take.
The only thing I've worked on this week is not going crazy.
How's that going for you? You're wearing a pirate hat and you're in the middle school right now. Yeah.
No. So, anyways, I've got a couple of fun tips and tricks with some cool extensions out there.
Cool.
That's what I've been really working on lately. Is trying to help with some new extensions for Google Meet and some of the other tools out there. So the best one I saw was an attendance tracker in Google Meet, which I thought
Yes.
was awesome, where you just click it and then it dump everyone out into a spreadsheet. So that we'll throw into the link here to try. I tend to work on as soon as every day, I like 2 or 3 times a day, I look for new extensions that are out there to see what might be able to help us.
I was thinking that attendance thing would be great for some of the PD sessions we're going to run tomorrow. We could quickly just hit that button on our end and
Yep.
grab it, and then we could just shoot out with AutoCrad or something because it's a spreadsheet, right? You
Yeah.
could shoot out a quick little certificate that you attended without having to have anybody fill out exit tickets or do any extra work, which is kind of nice.
Absolutely. So you just go in there and you may have to do it a couple times in the meeting. It doesn't automatically do it. You have to manually click on that.
Right. And it's at the point of manual click that it grabs the attendance. It's not like it grabbed it for the whole half hour or hour training that you're in. So
Right.
that's important
So
to note too.
that's the real big one. I've released a bazillion other things out there, but I actually have tend to forgot. I try to do at least one video a day with a tip or a trick right now because, I'm going stir crazy.
Wait, why?
Yeah, I have an extensions question you wise folks may know the answer to.
All right. Shoot.
I wanted to test out the Zoom scheduler extension to integrate Zoom with Google Calendar, but when I installed the extension, I couldn't log in, and I didn't really look into it too much, but I figured it might have to do with like our Zoom being through Clever or something like that. don't know if you guys have any ideas.
So I'll jump in on two things. One, I will make it official to anyone that wants to watch this video. I prefer Google Meet over Zoom.
Yeah, I agree with you right
My personal opinion, based on the research I've done and my
it doesn't require an app install or download either, which now Zoom is pushing, which is a little crazy because that app, students can initiate calls,
Right.
and we don't have a way of monitoring that or shutting that down, which is why security-wise, Google Meet does make more sense.
And in my background in security and network security, it scares me. All how it was released during the beginning of this and the changes they've made has been very difficult to maintain.
Let's answer Patrick's first question. So the Zoom scheduler, Patrick, which would be just for staff because they're facilitating the Zoom. I agree with what you said. I believe because our single sign-on has been set up with Clever, that when you go to sign into it, because it's an extension, it's looking at your Google account, and therefore it's seeing a different SSO, which is why you're probably having an issue. You probably have to somehow go in and sign in without using your prob@yorkschools.org. But I will go back to what Tom is saying. Even if you have the extension just for staff to schedule, what I'm seeing on the kids' ends, because we're seeing it for parents too at the elementary level, is that they're being prompted to download an app rather than the way it used to be where you just click a link. And unfortunately on Chromebooks and on student accounts, we're not allowing that app because the app does also allow you to schedule, which could be a problem with students K to 8 because we don't want them to accidentally schedule or purposely schedule something with outside of York Schools.
Okay, well, I got you.
You know what's a pain in the butt? When you swap back and forth between a Mac and a Chromebook or a Windows and you have to slide the opposite direction to make your screen go.
You know you can change that on your Mac.
I know you can change it, but it's like,
It's quite something.
That requires me to actually think and do things beyond, the normal 14 hours I'm spending on supporting people.
Here comes Grumpy Tom. Here we go.
Why can't the world just agree on one way to do this?
You guys are funny. You really think the tech companies will ever come to an agreement on something as simple as scrolling? I mean, seriously.
Hey, if you can't come to an agreement on something simple, how are you going to come to an agreement on the more difficult things?
The past 8 months or so, I've been conducting a full-scale propaganda war against Apple at every single YHS staff member. And I am on the right side of history because we're moving to Chromebooks. But I will not let this 1 year of Apple go by without leaving my imprint upon these people.
You're a Windows guy, though, aren't you?
Oh, of course he is.
I'm a Windows guy.
Yeah. You may want to change your Santa hat for a helmet then the next time you go into a staff meeting at the high school. Just saying.
I'm a Windows guy, but Chrome OS is great for what it is. If you're cool with the limitations, it's terrific. But I mean, Mac is just the worst of all worlds.
Wow.
Oh boy, we're gonna get killed on this one.
No, we're not getting killed.
Patrick will.
Well,
no,
it's
you're
all right. It's all right for other people to be wrong. That's a fine thing.
As long as it's right in Patrick's head, that's all that matters. How is that medicine treating you, by the way? You okay?
I'm gonna go get it after this meeting.
Oh, that's it. He hasn't started taking his meds yet.
I feel silly because I thought I had to wait for them to. I've never gotten a prescription before.
Really?
To fill the prescription.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd heard that before, and I'm like, okay, I can't just go immediately. I have to wait like a day. But I called my mom, and she said that just because I got a paper, I can just go to any pharmacy and hand them the paper, and I get the medicine.
Oh, the things you learn when you become 22, huh? Wow.
Patrick is living in 1922. This is an apothecary that he's going to get his medicines. Apparently,
I feel like I'm on the Oregon Trail.
They have to go back and actually make the pills for what Patrick's trying to do.
Snake oil. Wow.
Wow.
That's impressive. Have you been to a deli before, Patrick? A deli. It's the thing where you grab a piece of paper and they call your number. You get ham, turkey, all kinds of meats and cheeses.
Yeah. So most of the time, I don't know, most of the time you go to the doctors, they actually will call ahead and actually you can just walk in and
I can't believe we're having this conversation. Holy cow.
You're always
People
learning
said
in
they
life,
just wanted more conversation and not tools. So this is what they get when they actually.
Oh.
This is what we actually talk about. This is our
Oh.
actual lives.
They got tools when they signed up to watch the three of us. I'm not gonna lie to you. Especially as you're pounding sugar right now.
I need to get more.
Oh boy.
3 cups of coffee and a Pepsi. I just finished it too. So
Easy on the thyroid there, Roop.
not the
Good
Good has
Lord.
nothing to do with thyroids.
I know. I'm just throwing it out there. I'm not a doctor. I'm a witch.
You are a witch. That is
Yeah.
true.
Awesome.
Pirate life for me. Yo ho yo. Sorry.
All right, we really may have to snip this one down quite a
No
bit.
way.
No
Nope.
way.
We're running with it.
Full on half an hour.
Let's keep
Here we go.
going.
It's not gonna be
4-hour
that long.
episode.
It's not gonna be half an hour or so. But this essentially this is life in the tech department. That's where we are this week. What is this the week of anyways? I don't know. They're all the same. Have you seen that meme out there that says from now on days are going to be known as this day, that day, the other day?
No.
This is a whole thing where we're going to change all the name of the days because they're all just blending in together.
Yeah.
So
It's
I
true.
just watched the Bob Marley Chrono Watch and figure out what day we're on.
for all of us who are on this day and for all of us who are on that day, thanks for joining us.
Have a good day.